The most common question that I get asked is,
Grady, what is your skin routine and what is the link to your Amazon?
I'm just kidding. The most common question I get asked is, Grady, what are you listening to? Who's next? Who's under the radar? Who's going to be the next Zach Bryan? All those sorts of things. And I think those questions are fun, but increasingly hard to answer in the country music world. I've done videos in the past like the best under the radar country musicians or the next generation of independent country music stars. And pretty much everyone I mention in those videos, whether it's Charles, Wesley, Godwin, or Yola, I still feel like they are under the radar, even though their profiles are way bigger than they were. But the weird thing about country music right now is there are bona fide superstars that just fully aren't on the radar of the mainstream. And there are mainstream stars that just fully aren't on the radar of everyone else. Bob Lefsetz recently did an article where he saw Hardy, and he had no idea who Hardy was, only to find that he actually had a giant and passionate fan base. And that's kind of the way things are right now. With so many avenues for self-promotion on social media, whether or not TikTok still even exists in America when this video posts, it is increasingly hard to capture a large market share of the audience, but it is increasingly possible to have a viable career with a niche fan base. I mean, there are social media stars who are touring off their social media stardom.
If you were fruit, you'd be a fine apple.
Not even pursuing a record deal and just making good money from streaming.
Super transparent. In the last 28 days on Spotify, that 11.6 million streams.
God damn.
Spotify editorial playlist, 3%. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy being on them. It's nice being on them, but I'm saying don't bank on them.
And there are some people still trying to go the traditional route, sign a record deal, get developed over the course of years, go to radio, and there's just so much damn quantity of music right now. Because of that, I find it very hard to answer the question of who is up next, but I have a giant list I've been making for like a year, and I just need to share it. So I don't know where this video is gonna go, but here is everyone that I think is up and coming or under the radar or whatever this video is called that I think is awesome and you should check out. My first section is people that are kind of on the brink of reaching a new echelon of success. They've been under the radar for a while and now they're really starting to pop. The first is Mr. Charles Wesley Godwin.
You made that bed, now you can sleep tight.
Viewers of the channel know him well with his mountain sound, his incredible tone, his great backing band, the Allegheny High. Touring with Zach Bryan has taken him to a whole nother level, and he has even recently signed a big record deal with Big Loud. And I think it's cool that a big label that has Morgan Wallen sees this kind of uprising of alternative country. Also, it's nice that finally hardwood floors is becoming the standard that I thought it would many years ago. I think I'm one of the top comments on the old YouTube video for that, and it says like, mark my words, this will blow up in 2019. Which maybe it didn't in 2019, but hey, 2023 is our year for hardwood floors to get the recognition it deserves. In a similar vein, I'd say Chaney is really having a breakout moment.
I wanna let go, I don't wanna hurt no.
He's in that same Appalachian movement where you get this mix of bluegrass, folk, country, and this awesome mountain sound. His Our Vinyl session was great, but I can't wait to hear what he does next with Wolf Pen Branch. If you check out one song, Back to Kentucky, every time I see him live, people sing that one louder, so check that out. Then Kaitlin Butts.
I try and I try.
Kaitlin Butts has been making amazing kind of sad girl, honky-tonk music for a while now, but her last EP, What Else Can She Do, was really, I think, a stamp on the industry and being like, I'm here to make great art. The song Blood about, you know, difficult family relations, and then the wry humor on stuff like the title track, What Else Can She Do? And then she's always kind of popping in and out of Flatland Cavalry tracks with her husband, Cleto Cordero, and so she's just awesome. 49 Winchester is really having a moment as well.
Hearts break harder at the old accident.
Luke Combs invited them to open for the whole European part of his upcoming tour, which is a giant tour and a cool sign of the Nashville side of things, recognizing the alternative side of things. But I've also been watching 49 Winchester's streams skyrocket with songs like Russell County Line and Damn Darlin'. Isaac Gibson, the lead singer's voice is just second to none. I think they are one of the bands live right now to go see. It kind of feels like our generation's own like version of the Steel Drivers. Y'all know I also gotta mention Gabe Lee.
Yeah, she said your time is up, and I've had enough now.
That guy has not made a bad album yet. He just keeps turning in banger after banger after banger. with a poetic writing style, a really cool, almost like rockin' Bob Dylan, Townes Van Zandt sound. He just re-recorded Eveline, and if you're gonna start somewhere, start with the re-recording of Eveline. We got some banjo on there now, and he just keeps doing badass things. I'm just waiting for the world to get it. After that, I gotta mention Georgia Webster.
Tell your mom to stop calling me. No disrespect, she's the nicest lady. But she
Now, in this bunch of artists that I have here at the beginning, she is definitely the pop countryist slash just poppiest of all of them. But I think Georgia's an amazing writer. She writes really unique, clever things. Her song X's about wanting to have a drink because she's been in a breakup, but she's underage, so she's got X's on her hands with her ex on her mind. That's smart. She's been opening for Kelsea Ballerini, and I totally see what Kelsea saw in her to invite her on the tour when she's not some signed artist with a label deal. She's just an ambitious, great pop country songwriter, and, you know, it started maybe as a little bit of a guilty pleasure, but has become, I genuinely enjoy listening to a lot of her songs. And once I heard her on a live say that two of her favorite artists are Taylor Swift and John Mayer, and I think that sounds like beautiful chaos. Then I would mention Jessie Daniel.
Feeling low with a lack of inspiration.
Jessie Daniel has this awesome sound that's a little bit Bakersfield, a little bit Tejano, and very honky-tonk. He's kind of got this rambling, western, travel, breezy sound on songs like Rollin' On. And I feel like if you can vibe with anything from Charley Crockett to Mike and the Moonpies, you'd really love his sound. And speaking of which, Charley Crockett and Mike and the Moonpies could also maybe be in this video, depending on how you define under the radar, but, you know, they're not. But I love them, you know that.
Every hour on the hour.
And Charley Crockett, I feel like is finally actually starting to break out. Maybe he should be in this video. I love his TikTok. I feel like Charley Crockett and Braxton Keith both have examples of TikToks that I wish some artists that are so resistant to social media marketing would look at, because they're not doing anything cringe.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
They're not doing anything weird. They simply have really great, sleek-looking performance footage of themselves, and a lot of those clips go viral, and it is expanding their audience tremendously. After that, Colby Acuff.
At that Rocky Mountain line, my weary soul unwind.
Colby Acuff has this kind of Idaho, Yellowstone-ish sound. An incredible voice that's like a little bit reedy at times. I say that as a compliment, but then also has this really cool kind of like scratchy, growly tone in it. He recently signed with Sony Music Nashville, and so once again, the industry is recognizing that there's this alternative uprising happening. He's got a song out called Western White Pines that is stark and beautiful. But if you go back to his first album, I'm still obsessed with the song Dying Breed. And If I Were the Devil is his smash. A couple other people I would put into this category. Wyatt Flores.
The times are getting hard, hits you like a bullet through your heart.
You have probably heard Wyatt Flores' Please Don't Go become a very viral sound on TikTok and on Reels, and I love that for Wyatt Flores because his voice is incredible. You will certainly hear some elements of Tyler Childers and how he delivers things, but he definitely is also very inspired by the red dirt scene. He's from Oklahoma, so that makes sense. And I actually recently got to see him play with a full band instead of just him, and I'm so here for full band Wyatt Flores. It kind of reminded me a little bit more of Flatland Cavalry than Zach Bryan or Tyler Childers. And you guys know I always want to hear a fiddle. So check out Losing Sleep, check out Please Don't Go, and I feel like he's got a shining future ahead of him. Okay, I'm editing this video now, and I just made the decision to split it into two parts because we're not even halfway through yet. But I want to move Sam Barber into this section of the video. Initially, he was mentioned later on really quickly, but in the last week, his song, Straight and Narrow, has truly gone viral.
When they're chasing you down with an old bloodhound and you'll run.
Went from being used a couple hundred times on TikTok to now it's pushing almost 10,000 uses. I've been watching Sam for a long time. I think I commented on a cover of I'm Not the Only One 2 or 3 years ago over here on YouTube. And I'm really partial to his songs as time passes. I do like Straight and Narrow quite a bit. I love his song Drowning, and it's really the only one you're gonna find any kind of drums or full band on. This is gonna be that kind of Zach Bryan inspired spare sound. He's got that kind of guttural voice, and he's a very reflective young man, a thoughtful writer. He's 19 years old, from Missouri, but living out in Montana. And it's great. I'm happy for him. And while I'm here, I probably should have mentioned in this video Cat Hasty. I've loved her ever since Pretty Things, and I've continued to love what she puts out. Just got such a cool, kind of haunting tone. Nolan Taylor is another guy that's having some kind of breakout viral moments, specifically with his song 68.
My whole life I've been running from you.
And then there are truly so many others that I'm going to mention in the video that posts next week. Maybe people that aren't necessarily right on the cusp, but are kind of starting out. It'll be great. It'll be great. There's just too many good artists.